Hi there, I am Estrelinha, and I'm here to tell you a story. A story about the mountain where I live, the Estrela mountain. Do you know it? The most important entirely Portuguese rivers are born in the Estrela mountain. The Zezer, whose waters supply the city of Lisbon, the Mondego, whose spring is in Penhas Douradas, and the Alva River, born above the Covão do Urso, close to the Sabugueiro village. From mountains and valleys, plateaus and glacial landforms, granite boulders, villages, rivers and streams, we see different landscapes, great biodiversity, and a cultural identity built throughout millennia of human occupation. But the Estrela mountain hasn't always been like this. Just so you know, there were times when it wasn't even a mountain. The origin of the Estrela mountain is very ancient. It starts back over 650 million years ago with the formation of the oldest rocks in Estrela, the schists. Did you know that these rocks were formed in an ancient ocean? Throughout millions of years, many things happened in Estrela. Other kinds of rocks were formed, like granite. Have you noticed that the rock we see the most in Estrela is the granite? And have you noticed that many times this rock has funny shapes? Sometimes it has the shape of a ball, or the shape of a castle. Other times it looks like an animal or a human being. Did you know that in the dinosaur era, all this region was a large plain similar to what we see in Alentejo nowadays? The mountain only became evident later, about 10 million years ago, when the African plate collided with the Eurasian plate, which fractured the rocks and caused the mountain to rise, originating the Estrela mountain range. But this mountain has a particularity. Can you guess what it is? During the last ice age, between 100,000 and 10,000 years ago, there were large glaciers covering the highest parts of the Estrela mountain. Do you know how a glacier is formed? I'm not sure if you know, but the climate on Earth has been varying throughout time. And 100,000 years ago, the temperature in the planet was about 10 degrees Celsius below the current temperature. For this reason, the snow that fell on the Estrela mountain kept piling up, originating a great ice mass on the highest parts of the mountain that increased during the winter and remained throughout the summer. To give you an idea of that, in the Torre Plateau, a 90-meter thick ice field was formed that, due to gravity, flowed down to the 7 valleys that surround the highest parts of the mountain, leaving marks in the landscape that are easily seen nowadays. The Zezer Glacial Valley is an example with a typical open U-shape that resulted from the action of a glacier. As the glacier slided down for many thousands of years, from Torre until Manteigas, it ripped off pieces of rocks, excavating Covão Cimeiro and Covão da Metade, widening the Zezer Valley and shaping it the way it is today. In the Estrela mountain, there are several valleys and other landforms that help us to better understand its landscape. But not all of the mountain was covered by glaciers. There are other sites equally important to understand all that happened throughout millions of years, not only in our mountain, but on planet Earth. Those places are called geosites, and they help us tell many chapters, many parts of this great book called The History of the Earth. Up to this moment, there are more than 120 identified geosites in the Estrela mountain. Some of them are marks left by the glaciers. Others are related to the different shapes of the granite, related to water, to mines. But there are also geosites that show the different types of rocks that we can find in Estrela. And some geosites are even landscape observation sites like the viewpoints. As you can see, there are many interesting places in Estrela, which are important to science, education and tourism. Did you know that many scientists come to Estrela to study these sites? And that teachers can use these places to help you better understand what you learn in class? and the tourists that become amazed by the beauty of the landscape that our mountain offers and like to learn how all of this was formed. So, as we saw, the mountain has been through a lot of changes throughout its history, and the living beings that once lived here, and the ones that still do, had to adapt to these changes. As a result, in Estrela we can observe an important set of rare habitats, occupied by a great diversity of plants and animals, including a unique wildlife only found in Estrela. For example, the mountain lizard, Estrela's long-horned beetle, or the sealand flower, living beings found nowhere else in the world. Many of these unique species remain from periods when the planet was colder, and for that reason, they can only be seen at higher areas of the mountain. As the temperature in the region has been increasing a lot in the last decades, areas where these cold climate species can live keep getting smaller, making them the ones in most danger of extinction due to the ongoing climate changes. Did you know that in the area of the Estrela mountain range we can see almost 1/3 of all Portuguese plants? As for the fauna, approximately 40 mammal species, 150 bird species, 30 reptile and amphibian species occur here. It was also due to the importance of its natural heritage that the Estrela mountain was classified as Natural Park in July 1976. And it is also renowned abroad for its outstanding biodiversity, which we should all take care of. So well renowned that it also comprises a Council of Europe Biogenetic Reserve, a Natura 2000 site, and a Ramsar wetland of international importance. The Estrela mountain not only has a vast natural heritage associated with geodiversity, biodiversity, and unique natural landscapes, but also rich cultural heritage related to its inhabitants' ways of life and to their adaptation to this mountain throughout time. The human occupation in Estrela is very ancient, which is proved by the existence of dolmens, traces of the Romans, medieval castles, and many other marks, such as traditions left by different people who have lived here until the present day. It was exactly due to this natural and cultural heritage that the Estrela mountain was classified as UNESCO Global Geopark. Have you ever heard of geoparks? And do you know what UNESCO is? A geopark is a territory which holds a unique geological heritage, containing rocks and landforms, which help us understand the natural history of the Earth. This heritage is so important that UNESCO, which is the United Nations Organization for Education, Science and Culture, has decided to designate these sites, turning them into a heritage of everyone. But geoparks are not only rocks. They are territories that foster sustainable development for their inhabitants and contribute to the preservation of the local natural and cultural heritage. In summary, each UNESCO Global Geopark tells us an important chapter of the great book of the history of the Earth. Can you guess how many geoparks there are in Portugal already? In 2020, there were already 5. Naturtejo da Meseta Meridional Geopark, Arouca Geopark, Azores Geopark, Terras de Cavaleiros Geopark, and the Estrela Geopark. The Estrela Geopark is the 5th Portuguese geopark and includes an area made up by 9 municipalities whose inhabitants' ways of life, such as shepherding, production of the Serra da Estrela cheese, the use of sheep wool to produce local clothes, such as the burel or the cobertor de papa, just to mention some, are all related to the Estrela mountain. The goal of a geopark is to help the locals improve their life conditions by profiting from everything Estrela has to offer. The landscapes, geology, biodiversity, culture, always trying to preserve the environment. We can do this by showing and explaining Estrela's heritage to the people that live here and to those who visit us, so that they can help us take care of our mountain. Do you know how we do that? We promote activities with the schools and with the local communities. We place informative structures at the geosites so that people know what they are seeing. And we are also in Torre, in the Estrela Geopark Interpretation Center. This way, we can talk to people and explain everything, so that later they may also tell other people all that Estrela has to offer. This way, we help create jobs in tourism, improving the living conditions of those who live here. Besides, we still have a lot to discover in the Estrela Geopark and many questions to answer. And because of that, scientists still have a lot to do. Now that you know a little bit more about the Estrela Geopark, come visit these places with your family, with your teachers, and your friends. Estrela UNESCO Global Geopark.